Alrighty, so this is a quick video response today. I'm responding to a video made by a user named ComicalReina. Hello, Reina. Thank you for your video. The title of the video was "What's Wrong with an Accent?" And I pretty much completely agree with what she was saying in the video. She was basically saying that, when we learn a second language, we shouldn't alter our way of speaking just to appease the people that we speak to in that language. We should have some kind of consistent way of speaking that matches our personality, regardless of which language we're speaking. And I totally agree with that. And there's a few points that I want to mention that support my way of thinking. Number one, how can you imitate a native pronunciation? That doesn't make any sense. Because among native speakers, there are so many different kinds of pronunciations. And I've been discussing this with people I know a lot because I'm trying to learn some different dialects of Japanese. Because, in different areas of Japan, like Kanto and Kansai, they have totally different little things that they add on to the end of their words, or different ways to say things in past tense, just for example. But it's kind of the same where I'm from in Canada. I'm from Vancouver. But if you just hop on the train and go 20 minutes outside the city to a place in Surrey, the way of speaking is totally different. People are all like, "Hey, buddy, uh, what time you got there, buddy?" And things like that. I don't know. They say buddy a lot at the end of their sentence. And it sounds really aggressive to me. It sounds scary in some ways. But yeah, there's that. And then there's also all different kinds of ways of speaking in the rural areas of Canada, not to mention a like totally different accent over in Toronto. And in Nova Scotia, they have my favorite pronunciation because their R's are really Canadian, in my opinion. Like, I would say car, bar, and they would say car, bar, like that, if you can get what I'm talking about. But that's all within one country. Then you go to the States, you've got California. Hey man, what's going on, dude? You've got New York. I can't do a New York accent, I'm not even going to try. You got people from the South. Then you've got other countries like Australia. You've got the UK, which just has so many different pronunciations um, in that country. And among people in the UK, you've also got like different pronunciations are used to tell where someone is in society. So how you gonna choose which one you want to be? Well, I guess of course you just pick the most fancy schmancy one and try to imitate that. But that's silly. If you're not a native English speaker in the first place, then it doesn't really make sense for you to try to imitate a native accent. And there's a third reason, because what is a native accent? Well, we've already discussed different countries and different areas and different regions, but what about a country like Singapore, for example, where the national language may not be English, but English is extremely widespread. Um, so people there, they speak English just as well as any other English speaker, perhaps even better because their educational system is very, very strong, and yet they have an accent, and we can clearly tell that they have an accent. But does that is that accent any less legitimate than somebody from North Carolina that has a really weird way of speaking? You know, in my honest opinion, I can understand an individual from Singapore speaking English much more easily than I can understand someone from Ireland or Scotland. So that's just one thing to think about. Then there's also the point of actually trying to fix your second language ability as best as possible. And there are certain things that I think second language learners should try to fix, like grammar, and especially in English, people often misuse prepositions and things of that sort. But even that, I think, to a degree, is okay to make mistakes on. Because it's kind of like a quirky little thing, it's a part of your personality, and come on, we don't care, us English speakers. If you say instead of the, or you say at instead of on, or something strange like that, um, we don't get offended. And personally, I don't consider those people less intelligent or anything like that. And obviously, I'm more inclined to be forgiving because I want other people to be forgiving when I make mistakes in Japanese. But yeah, I would say, you know, I would say in closing, the one thing that is very, very disconcerting for me and unsettling and possibly even disturbing is when a native English speaker ends up adopting a new accent when they move to a new country. And I'm not calling anyone out in particular, but I do have a family friend who spent some time in the UK and all of a sudden came back speaking English in this weird halfway zone in between Canadian English and uh, English from the UK. I don't know where she was in the UK, like England or Wales or I don't know geography. I'm sorry, but yeah. So there is a tendency to do that. Oh, and I'm not done yet. I have another point, which is that native English speakers are perfectly capable of using more than one accent. For example, when I speak with other Canadian people, my accent gets a lot more Canadian. Why? Because it's more friendly, you know? It's like, well, I don't feel, I feel shy to do it on YouTube, but it would be like, okay, let me just pretend here. A Canadian guy comes in the room. No, wait, let's first say a Japanese person comes in the room. This is how I'd react. Oh, hey, how's it going? Are you okay? What are you doing? Or, I don't know, something silly like that. But if a Canadian person came in the room, I would say, hey, what's up? This sounds too positive. I probably wouldn't have such a positive response. I mean, I'm just seeing them. Why are they coming in my room in the first place? Oh, hey, what's going on? Oh, are you going to that party next week? Oh, did you hear my R there? Party, because it's Canadian, right? But yeah. Anyways, that's a terrible example. But the point is, everybody has their own way of speaking. Everybody has multiple ways of speaking. You have your way of speaking. I like your way of speaking. Reina, I like your way of speaking, and whoever you are on YouTube, I like your way of speaking as well, because it's interesting for me. So don't change who you are. That's the message for today, and that's my video blog. Everybody thumbs up, everybody subscribe, everybody comment, that kind of stuff. Thank you for your constant patronage. Arigato.